Today I want to talk quickly on a website called crystalmark.ifo. Right? Write that down, guys. Crystalmark.ifo. What this site does is gives you free tools to check your hard drive read and write data. You also get specs on your hard drive like your power on count times and power on hours, which is really, really important as well. And finally, you get a software to check the specs on your computer as well, and that's including like your motherboard, CPU, RAM, and GPU. So looking closely at the software in demonstration today, I have my computer here that I've been using for the past 2 years. Right, I have 3 generations of hard drives inside here, and I want to show you a quick example how this really works in this video here, right? So we're looking firstly at the 3.5 hard drive. It's always good to organize your drives, rename it, put it for management purposes so you won't get lost in the matrix, right? So we have the 3.5 here represented in E. What we're gonna do is pull up a software from Crystalmark. It's called the Dismark software from the website. What this is going to tell me is the read and write data on my 3.5. So we're going to select E and we're going to hit start process here on the read and write data. So this is 3.5 hard drive. This came out a couple of years ago. I can't even say a long time because technology is moving so fast these days. Always something new coming out there. So read and write data, as you can see, the read is 180. So if I go to Amazon, a lot of people use the 3.5 for basically DVR systems and thing. I still use it to store data. It works great, right? The cost as well too is good because if you go on Amazon and you check out like the Western Digital Selection and you do a 1 TB 3.5, you notice it would be it would be cheap. It would be affordable. But back a couple years ago, to buy 3.5 a 2 TB, I think was very costly. So you see how at times the times we are in now, a lot of options is available. So looking here, you see 64. Some of them have 128, 256. So it's always good to check your read and write data on your hard drive, utilizing the free software, of course. Could give you that information. So you would see the 3.5 here, and this is just to show you an example. The particular drive I have supposed to give me up to like 256 megabytes, right, on the read and write data. So that's the 3.5. If I select now the next generation of technology after the 3.5, it's called the 2.5 SSD hard drives. So with this drive, I have this exact one here, the blue. Right, I've been using this for 2 years, guys, for 2 years and counting. So I have this here, and we're gonna test out and see if we get that close to 560 megabytes here, right, MB. So we're gonna pull back up the software here, and we're gonna see which drive. So that'll be my C drive. So if I do the C, and I hit this read icon here, you're gonna get that information, guys. 556, you see, so that's a read. All right, so it's how good the software is to actually identify your speeds dealing with your hard drive. So that's the second generation of hard drive. Then there's the 2.5 M.2. So what this here is the latest, of course. All right, sorry, it's not 2.5 M.2, it's M.2. Right, so I'm gonna pull up the brand that I have on my machine right now. It's a brand by SP. Totally affordable, guys. Look at the price of these I would say modern hard drives, right? The M.2. You could literally get a 500 gig online for like $48. 512 gigabytes. Sorry, you could get that for $30, guys, on Amazon. You could get 1 terabytes of the same SP brand. It's not a popular brand like the Samsung or the WD, but it gets the work done, right? You get 1 terabytes for $95. So I want you all to pay attention to this information I'm about to share with you as well, right? Let's just read the data, do the read and write example here, and that would be represented as my F, drive F. Right, so we're gonna hit start process here, and look at the difference, guys, because the SSD 2.5 was given like 5 something, and the 3.5 was doing 2 something, 1 something, well, 1 to 2 something, right? MB. Look at this drive doing over 2,000. You understand? That's real fast transfer rate. So what a lot of people do when building a machine, they use the M.2 now as their operating system drive, and apps and stuff would load faster. I mean, if you have a 2 terabyte M.2, you could basically throw everything on that and, you know, work it. So, but in my example here, I have the C still on my 500 gig 2.5. It works pretty well. I do store a lot of data on the 3.5, and I have a backup 120 2.5, and I have the M.2. So what I was going to show you, demonstrate and show you all as well as the temps dealing with these 3 different types of drives. So you would see C, you utilizing it, this info from Crystal website. It tells you like the health status on your drive and the power on times on the drive, the power on counts as well. So you could see this 2-year-old drive that I have is still at 30 on the temperature. If I go to the 3.5, it's still good, and this from Seagate, this particular 1 terabyte. So really good. It tells you the power on hours as well and the power on counts. But check this out, on the M.2 you would notice my temps is above 50, because one of the reasons, if you could get a M.2 with a heat sink, that'll be good, guys. You know, that'll be good, you know, having a option with a heat sink. I think the WD on the M.2 gives you the option to buy with a heat sink. So let's look at the WD here, right? I know the WD had a selection for putting a heat sink, but right, so always pay attention to that. If you could get a one of those, right, like this Samsung giving you the option to do a heat sink on it for you. So this is good, guys. Consider that when buying a M.2, try and get one with the heat sink on it. It's totally affordable as well, I would say. And this is Gen 4. This is good, right? So I just do a quick video just letting you guys know that check this website out, Crystal Mac Info, and get some free software. You know, you could do your own analysis, check your drives, see what's going on, you know, see the specs on your system, you know, utilizing the retro side of Crystal Mac software, and that will give you the info on your hardware components, and then you have the read and write software. So that's a daily dose of tech today, dealing with hard drives, different types, utilizing read and write software from Crystal's website. Then you have the specs and also to monitor the temps as well. So as time goes by, more videos I will do like this as well.